If you want to unlock a deep well of power within yourself, you have to learn how to own and love your dark side, okay? This is so important, what we're going to be talking about today. If you want to become the best version of yourself, the version of yourself that's powerful, that can actually create the results that you want in your life, or that can attract the results that you want in your life. If you want to become insanely attractive to the opposite sex, but also just to people in general, you have to learn how to own and love your dark side, the fucked up parts of you, okay? The more you can shine your light on these parts of yourself and to fully own and love every single part of yourself without judging, without repressing. We are afraid of our dark side, okay? When you can stop being so afraid of the part of you, like as a man, for example, the dark side of the masculine is the desire to kill, to fucking destroy, all right? I want to kill my enemies, right? So in men, for example, some men, we're never taught how to be an actual man. We're not taught to love our warrior instinct, our killer instinct, so we repress it. And in society, we're taught that it's bad to, for example, swear or to be brutal, right? So again, I'm not talking about harming other people. I'm talking about harnessing and loving your dark side, that killer instinct. You need to learn how to accept and love that part of yourself, because that's the source of your power. Okay, so I'll give you a practical example, then we're going to talk about how you can do this if you're a woman as well. This is very powerful stuff. Okay, so one example is that, so as a man, for me specifically, I love my killer instinct. I want to fucking murder people, okay, but not physically. Specifically for me, my specific form of expression is in the realm of ideas. I'm like a philosopher, right? I love the art of debate, okay? So in my debating skills, I have this masculine instinct to fucking destroy my enemies. And in this case, my enemies are not necessarily the other person. I don't want to hurt them, and I don't want to I love them, okay? So I love all people, okay? So I'm not trying to murder anyone, okay? So, but at the same time, I still have this dark masculine that wants to completely and utterly annihilate, to brutally destroy all delusion, to kill falsehood, wrong ideas, bad beliefs, delusion, to destroy what is not real, to create for the sake of love, basically. So the masculine is destruction for the sake of truth, which is also love. So truth is love, right? So for an example, a warrior going to battle and to fucking kill his enemies because he's fighting for what he believes in, right? So he's using that killer instinct to, take his sword and fucking chop off the heads of 100 demons, right? He's doing that for the sake of love, because he loves life and he wants to, fuck the shit out of life because he loves it so much. See what I mean? So if you want to, for example, be the best version of yourself in life, so this also applies to sex, right? So everything's all connected. Your energy is all connected in all different areas of your life. So let's talk about sex, okay? So if you want to be the best lover that you can possibly be, as a man, for example, we're going to talk about women in a second, okay? So be patient. I'm going to just start with the man example because I'm a man and it's more relevant, okay? So as a man, if you want to be the best you can be in your life, which is also the best you can be in sex, an example, you have to own the fact that you're a killer, you're a fucking brutal warrior, and it depends on which domain of life it is, right? You're different. So for me, it's debate. For Eminem, for example, it was rapping, right? So I'm a big Eminem fan. And for the longest time, I didn't understand why Eminem's music would like inspire me so much. It's because he's talking about creative ways to murder people, and he's turning it into like a beautiful art form, right? Wrap you in rope and plastic, stab you with broken glass, and have you with open gashes strapped to a soaking mattress, coke and acid, black magic, cloaks and daggers. Fuck the planet till it spins on a broken axis. I'm so bananas that I'm showing up to your open casket to fill it full of explosive gases and close it back with a lit match in it while I sit back and just hope it catches. Blow you to fragments, laugh, roll you and smoke the ashes, right? So even when I was a kid, I have memories of like being really inspired by like insulting people in a creative way. Like there was this MTV show, or I forget what channel it was on. It was called Coach Hines. You can actually see Keegan-Michael Key. He had this show called Coach Hines, and he would basically just come up with these really creative insults, and they were very improvisational. I was like, I will saw you in half with the edge of a coin, right? Like, shut the fuck up or I'll set you on fire, right? So for some reason, this inspired me. I always wanted to just completely decimate my enemies in verbal combat, right? So that's for me, okay? So as a man, in order to own your dark side, you need to think about how do you want to be a destructive force, or how do you want to show up and just murder the competition? All right, and it's brutal. It's not this nice, being all polite so your mom doesn't get mad at you kind of vibes. It's more like, fuck the world. Fuck what everyone thinks. Fuck you. Right? That's why I've been saying in my videos that one of the highest teachings in the universe is fuck you. Excuse my boogers coming out of my nose as I say that. Woo. Gotta blow my nose 1 sec. Yeah, so one of the highest teachings in the universe, especially if you're a man, if you have a masculine core, is telling the world to go fuck itself. Fuck you, fuck the haters, fuck the obstacles, fuck the people who tell you can't say what you want to say, right? Fuck the people who tell you can't do it, or you're not allowed to say that, you're not allowed to make that kind of art, right? Fuck you. Right? Very important. So this energy is so attractive because it's authentic. We're talking about authenticity and love. We're not talking about hurting people just for the sake of hurting people, right? We're not talking about insulting people just for the sake of insulting people. It's always rooted in a genuine love. So for example, again, so we're going to use me for another example. I naturally have this deep urge to just call people extremely rude names, in the sense of let's say I'm creating a video and I'm talking about diet, for example, okay? It's getting dark and I think that's good. It's it's a video about darkness, so we'll keep it nice and dark. So let's say I'm making a diet video, right? So the problem is that everyone on earth, most people, are completely mentally retarded when it comes to the diet subject, because our entire system is corrupted by corporate interest, corporate greed. Even our science is corrupted. We have inaccurate worldviews and inaccurate perceptions of what is actually true when it comes to what food is the healthiest to eat. And I've made many videos about this, okay? So when I'm getting all passionate about this subject, I want to insult people. Fuck you, you're an idiot, you're so arrogant, you think you know how this subject works. Meanwhile, I studied it for many years, and it's clear that there's so many biasing factors, corrupting forces in our mainstream science, which is why hundreds of millions of people are sick with chronic illnesses and chronic diseases. So the point is, it always comes back to love. I want to kill delusion for the sake of love. I love the world. I want the world to be healthy. Okay? I don't want people to have chronic illnesses. I don't want them to go to their doctors and their doctors don't know what to do. because they weren't trained on how to heal basic illnesses like eczema or thyroid problems or psoriasis or PCOS or various kinds of illnesses. Doctors are retarded. They don't know what to do because our whole system is like 100 to 200 years outdated, and it's so slow to evolve because of just like all sorts of psychological factors, paradigm lock, materialism bias, unwillingness to question old paradigms, unwillingness to do more open-minded investigation and studies on the healing powers of fruits and vegetables and so forth. So hundreds of millions of people are sick with chronic illnesses, my friends, my family. And then the problem is that they're then, don't hit me. So people get arrogant and they're like, oh, Adam, but actually, what about, this science or this science? And it's like, oh, no, Adam, you're wrong. And it's like, no, like, you're wrong. Okay, so let's fucking talk about it. Okay, so the point is, again, so the excitement and the passion can sometimes be expressed in a brutal or dark form. That's just what I'm talking about. And the point is that if it's grounded in love, and if it's not directly hurting someone, let's say I make a YouTube video where I swear a lot, okay? The thing I'm swearing about is that your conception of diet is incorrect, and it's actually making you sick because you're having like eggs for breakfast, for example, and you don't know that that's just like literally a corporate planted idea. That's not a natural thing to eat 4 eggs every single breakfast. And the problem is that it feeds viruses in your body and it clogs your liver and actually makes you sick. Instead, you should be eating like fruits for breakfast, okay? Like lots of them. Because your body, your brain runs on that sugar, your liver, your muscles, all of them need those healthy carbohydrates and all the other healthy vitamins that are in fruit, right? So, yeah, this idea of like telling people the truth, but in a brutal way, okay? So I want you to apply that for yourself. So how do you practically own that? Well, spend time with yourself and actually like tap into that killer instinct. Like, what makes you feel like a beast? Think about the thing that makes you feel like a fucking beast. Like you're the best. You're like the best to ever do it. Like you're the king. You're a fucking master. Like you're a boss. Like you have to tap into that firstly in your mind, right? So you can start by visualizing it. So sometimes when I listen to certain music or work out in a certain way, right? Maybe even dance in a certain way or speak in a certain way, even if it's just in private at first to myself. I have to like fan the flames of my passion, keep my sword sharp, right? This is like clarity, right? Like having to have a clear understanding of who I am, what I want, and what I'm willing to die for, what I'm willing to fight for, and what I'm even willing to kill for. Okay, so this is critical. Okay, so now again, this is a lot of powerful energy. So we're not talking about hurting other people. We're not talking about like damaging other people's health in any kind of way. We're talking about the force of love becomes 1,000,000 times more powerful when you own and love the dark side, okay? So the dark side, first you have to witness it, then you need to understand it. So you have to witness it first within yourself, and then eventually you'll be able to actually channel it and harness it in a skillful, tactful, compassionate, and considerate kind of way where you can still like not hold yourself back while at the same time helping people and actually helping to awaken them, right? So sometimes like Tony Robbins, for example, when he's doing like a personal development seminar, sometimes he'll actually just swear and he'll just call his like audience like motherfuckers or like you fucking cocksucker, like, like get your shit together, right? So taboo language, sometimes when it's used tactfully with skill, you can actually use it to help like awaken someone's consciousness. Right, so it's the form of love. This is like in Tantra as well. Sometimes like the enlightened masters, in, let's say, Tibetan Buddhism, for example, they embody this quality called crazy wisdom. So this idea of like crazy wisdom means when you actually understand yourself and you understand life and you understand your purpose and who you are and what you came for, right? And you're awake and clear. When you have wisdom, which in Buddhism is defined as the ability to cut through the illusory nature of experience, to see that all experience is like a flickering light. It's like emptiness. It's almost like a mirage. It's like a reflection of the moon in the water. Experience is not physical. It's not tangible. When you can cut through concepts, which have this tendency to want to like particularize experience, to call this sign, right? What is this? See this sign here? Right? When you're asleep, you think this is actually a sign, right? But when you awaken your investigative awareness, you awaken your curiosity, you actually like investigate experience, you gain wisdom. You can see that sign is not really a sign. If I rip it out of the floor, then it becomes a spear. Or if I bend it in half, now it's just like a bent piece of metal. So object's identity is actually defined by your mind. Objects don't contain inherent identity. That tree is not actually a tree. You just called it that. There's no book of laws of reality out in the universe that actually gives a tree its inherent identity. That's all conceptual. It's all conceptual. The human mind conceives of separate objects. Right? So wisdom is the ability to see through your conceptions of separation. Thinking there's a difference between me and that tree. Not realizing there's actually connection there. There's interdependence. Objects aren't independent, they're interdependent. The existence of an object depends on your mind, first and foremost. We got a dark video, guys, today. First and foremost, your mind is actually like what the tree depends on your mind to exist. Without it, it wouldn't even be a tree, right? So it can't exist without awareness. So everything arises interdependently. This is one of the truths of the Buddha's awakening, okay? So that's just one example. So crazy wisdom means that when you see through the illusion of life and you break into love, you can wake up and actually be free. So expressing your true nature has this quality of freedom to it, and often it has this quality of not always abiding by social norms. Social norms are like this sort of limiting factor that create this box, almost. Now, obviously, guys, there's a time and a place, right? So this is why we also have to have what the Buddhists call skillful means. Not just like, taking a piss in the middle of the grocery store or any of this like stupid shit, right? Like we're trying to be normal people, right? But at the same time, let's say you're creating art or you're just living your life in private, right? You're trying to express your deepest soul. There is this quality of like, it's not socially acceptable. It's real, it's raw, it's unedited. It's just the truth. It's freedom. Crazy wisdom. This is what you can learn more about this. Okay, it's a beautiful concept. You can there's like books about it and so forth. Crazy wisdom. We'll learn about it. Okay, so next, I wanted to talk a little bit about for women now. Okay, so owning your dark side for women. So if the dark side of the masculine is being this killer, right? That killer instinct. Like, hey, honey, there's a spider. You come kill it for me. So, for example, I don't kill spiders. I don't kill anything, actually. I'm actually very gentle with all beings. So I refuse to fish or hunt, or even I don't kill insects. I'll get a glass and a napkin and I'll actually take them outside, okay? So don't get this image of me that I'm this like fucking brutal, like, like caveman or whatever. But the point is that energy of being a killer is still within me. So I can then, by loving that energy, exploring it, and fanning that flame inside me by listening to music that I love, visualizing my potential of, transforming people's lives and so forth. Maybe I'll turn my flashlight on, one sec. Then I can cultivate that energy within myself, and then I can use it in a way that's for the highest good of all. All right? Okay, so now let's talk about women. Ooh. So if the masculine dark side is being a killer, the feminine dark side is almost being like a divine slut. To want to be fucked so deeply that your entire being disappears. Right? To be completely taken 100%. To, give yourself completely to life, to surrender 100%, to be just totally fucked. To even be like impregnated. Right? So think about that. So owning your dark side as a woman is to actually own the fact that you are a dirty, disgusting slut and you want to be fucked really bad. You don't just want it a little bit. You want to be fucked completely. Okay, 1000%. Without any kind of holding back. Total, complete freedom. Alright? You don't want to be fucked a little bit. You want to be fucked to smithereens, and you want to love every single second of it because you're a dirty whore. Right? Very important to understand this. So in order to own your dark side, you need to actually explore that part of yourself, and you need to love it. You can't repress it, because when you repress it, you actually are repressing your own power. You're repressing a key part of your energy. The dark side, your demons, you could call them, right? In a weird way, when you love them, you don't fight against them or hide from them. You're not scared of them. You love them. Love your demons. Come fuck me. I fucking love I'll give myself to you as an offering. Right? Or, I'm the demon king, instead of trying to pretend to be this holy figure. Oh, I'm so holy. No, I don't want sex. No, I'm a good girl. Right? Or the same as a guy, right? No, I'm a saint. I never have bad thoughts. I never think bad things. Right? This kind of act. You put on this socially acceptable mask. This numbs your expression. It neutralizes your polarity. It makes you unattractive. You can't be attractive because you are not being polarizing. Do you understand? So being in your divine masculine or your divine feminine involves owning your either quality of the masculine, which is to drive forward and to fucking kill, to destroy, to eviscerate, right? To annihilate completely without any prisoners. Perfect annihilation. The art of death, right? Kill your enemies, right? Fuck them. Do you understand? So, and then you have to own and love that. That polarizes, that makes you a man, that makes you attractive. That makes you a leader. People will trust you, they'll want to follow you because you're not being a spineless sheep, or you're tucking your dick in between your legs because you're scared of other people judging you. Fuck them. If you're aligned with your truth and you know who you are in your heart, you're coming from a place of love, and you've mastered yourself and you've trained and worked on yourself, and the way you work on yourself is by loving yourself completely, without guilt, without judgment, just love. No guilt, no judgment. God made you perfect. God made you perfect, okay? Very important to remember that. Let's go to the parts here. So then for women, what polarizes you is allowing yourself to own the part of yourself that wants to be completely fucked, to be given everything. You know, don't pretend to want less than the entire universe. Right? As a woman, you want everything. I want you to give me everything. I don't want to pretend to be less than who I really am. I'm a divine whore. Fuck the shit out of me, daddy. You know, like, right? Please, I'm begging you. I want you deeply. Right? You have to own that. You need to like actually like make peace with those energies within yourself. Love them, accept them, explore them. It can even start just by being in private by yourself. You know, like love, and you don't always need to like masturbate all day every day, right? But you can do a little bit of that if you never masturbate ever. Maybe it's okay to do it once, right, or twice. But you can also explore those energies without masturbating. You can hold them within yourself. It's actually, I encourage you, so to make this video even more powerful, to hold your dark side. One, to harness your dark side, right? Like as we're in pitch black right now, you can't even see my face. One of the key ways to do that is to hold your sexual energy and to honor it and to use it only in a sacred kind of way. So you can do semen retention as a man, not masturbating, right? So one of the reasons why men, for example, need to like masturbate all the time is because you're actually afraid of your own killer instinct. People tell me, you know, I talk to men, you know, I coach men and stuff, I have friends and stuff. They tell me like, oh, I can't not masturbate because like I go crazy. You know, it actually drives me insane. And I'm like, good. You're supposed to be crazy. You're supposed to be insane. That's your love. That's your attractive energy. That's what's going to allow you to succeed in your purpose. Like Eminem, right? Crazy insane or insane crazy. When I say Hussein, you say shady, right? So you want to be an amazing artist, or you want to actualize your full potential, or you want to be just awesome, you have to be crazy. You have to be insane. So again, you know, I'm not talking about going and, you know, shitting in the cereal aisle of the grocery store. Okay? You don't need to do that. All right. But you need to harness and love your insane killer instinct energy, and you need to learn how to use it. You have to move your energy. Okay, so if you're getting driven crazy by your sex energy, it's because you're not fucking moving it. You have to move it. Move it. Let it flow. Let it flow. It could be stretching. It could be skateboarding. It could be dancing. It could be singing. It could be breathing. It could be swimming. It could be creating art, painting, stretching, rolling around. You have to move your energy. It's Kundalini energy. Your life energy is what I'm talking about here. Okay, if you want to actualize your full potential in your life, you have to learn how to harness and love your Kundalini energy, which is a full spectrum energy. It's not only light, it's also dark. But when you shine light on the dark, it becomes light too. When you love your dark side and you don't push it away, but you explore it and you try to understand it, you need to understand God is infinite. It equally created the light and the dark. It didn't just create light. God created half the world to be dark, right? Why? When you love it, you can use it. You can actually use those frequencies, right? Those messengers in Tibetan Buddhism, right? In Tantra, the demons are actually protecting the tree of the Dharma, the tree with all the masters, all the light, right? The deities and the gods and the books of the teachings, all those things we worship, right? All that's good in life, right? That tree, it's like the refuge tree. The tree of everything that's good is being guarded by the demons. and the ghosts and the fucking goblins, and they're carrying pitchforks, and they're surrounded by a ring of fire. Why is that? That ring of fire, that's the ring of energy. It's like when you love your demons and you actually use them to protect the Dharma. So this means to like fulfill your truth. When you are fully honest with yourself, you and stop hiding from your demons. Stop running away from them. Love them. Like, be friends with them. Like, fucking hang out with them. Like, love them. Use them. Okay? When you stop trying to like delete certain parts of reality and you just include and accept all parts of reality, you become a god. You become your best self. You become your most powerful self, your most attractive self, your most successful self, and all of that. All right. So I hope you like this video. I have some links in the description. I'm not sure where to take it. I'm making daily videos now, or at least I'm making more frequent videos. So if you like this kind of content, subscribe. I have a lot of really deep insights about life and reality because I've studied personal development and spirituality for over 10 years. I've gone on numerous meditation retreats and, done a lot of research, reading books, and living my life and learning these lessons the hard way. So if you enjoy my crazy man ramblings and you feel like they're actually helpful and powerful for you, then subscribe. I got to get my website back up. So anyways, I'll figure out that situation. I had a problem with my domain provider, but anyways, so I'm excited. Stay with me, follow along. I don't know exactly where this is going to go, but the general purpose is to help you awaken your energy. I want to help you awaken your full energy so that you can actually like fully enjoy and experience pleasure and bliss in all moments of your life. The purpose of existence is for you to be fully yourself. Fully yourself, completely authentic, completely real, completely honest. That's your purpose. That's who you are. That's who you're meant to be. Fully you, completely, okay? So to be fully you, you need to own the part of you that wants to fucking destroy and annihilate your enemies. And you also have to own the part of you that wants to be completely fucked and just taken and ravished and filled with love, right? You have to honor all parts, love and honor all parts of yourself, especially your sexuality, right? Because that's actually the root that gives you power. That's the source of the Kundalini energy. That's the creative energy. So you have to love it, okay? Don't over waste it by blowing it too much, okay? But you can a little bit. You also don't have to be zealous or puritanical. You can, you're free to explore your energy however feels right for you. So find your balance. You know when you're overdoing it, and you also know when you're underdoing it, right? So find your balance, and the point is to use your life energy in the way that feels the most blissful and pleasurable for you, because pleasure is awakening. Pleasure is the sacral chakra, which is the source of all your power and energy. That's how you make money. That's how you love your life. That's how you create things. That's how you create your potential. What happens is the Kundalini energy then is when you let it move up and you stop blowing it out, just like save it for a bit, hold it, right? Love it, explore it within yourself without getting rid of it. Hold it, right? What happens is it starts to move up. When it moves up, it starts to activate your solar plexus, making you more powerful and driven. It activates your heart, making you more loving and more inclusive and more appreciative, like your relationships. When it activates your throat, when it moves up to your throat, you can speak with more power and with more clarity without being misunderstood. People understand you when you speak and you can fully communicate your wisdom and your love with the world in whatever way that is for you, your expression, right? It can move up to your third eye as well. That Kundalini energy gives you more clear insight. You see things more clearly, more wisdom. You're not deluded anymore. You have insane visions and understandings of life and how it works, and deeper insights, deeper wisdoms. And then the crown as well is another source of pleasure and bliss, and you can open yourself up to higher frequency energies with like connections with higher entities or higher beings, and just like more godly and blissful sort of experiences. You can just start channeling divine information. You have insane ideas or insane insights, and that's how you become a full spectrum human being. So the Kundalini energy is critical and powerful. One of the best ways to awaken it is through self-love, and through having fun, and like pleasure is almost like the gateway. Okay, so love yourself, move your body, right? Shine the light on all parts of your body, your being. Stop judging yourself. Let go of all of your expectations of who you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be a certain kind of person. You're the only thing you're supposed to be is how you are right now. Comprendo? The only way you're supposed to be is the truth, which is the way you want to be. Who do you want to be? How do you want to be in your heart? Who have you always wanted to be? Who have you always been? Love it. Love it. Okay? Love it fully and completely. All right.